These might be the ugliest Star Wars Funko Pops I've ever seen. Let's jump right into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Christopher, and we got some official Star Wars Funko Pop reveals, and they might be the ugliest Star Wars Funko Pops that I've seen. So let's start with a Funko Pop that was revealed a couple weeks ago now. I don't even know if it was revealed officially by Funko yet, but it's the Facet Chewbacca Star Wars Funko Pop. And as you can see by the image on the screen, it's not as good as the previous two Facet Funko Pops, or previous three actually, because we have a R2-D2, we have a Darth Vader, and a C-3PO. They all look pretty decent. Not my style, so I'm probably not going to buy them, but I think it's the Darth Vader one, I've seen that one in person, and the photos don't do him justice. So like if you see the Darth Vader in person, you got like that pearlescent look, but the Chewbacca, as you can see from the image, it looks really, really awful. I don't think the photos will do it justice, but just seeing the rendering of this this Funko Pop, it doesn't look very great compared to the other three Facet Funko Pops, Facet Star Wars Funko Pops. If we look at the out of box image, it just looks like it might be just different shades of brown, like a glossy brown, and it's not for me. It's pretty awful. It's not quite as ugly as the Snowman or the Valentine's Day Star Wars Funko Pops, but it's pretty close. But then if we jump into some of the reveals today, there were three pops revealed. There was a 2-pack and an individual pop, and they're part of this 100th anniversary Disney 100 Retro Reimagined Funko Pops is what they're calling them. So we got a 2-pack and a individual Funko Pop, Star Wars Funko Pops. All of them are Target exclusives, and as I mentioned, they're part of that Disney 100 series, but they're calling it the Retro Reimagined. So they've already done some retro Funko Pops, which again I'm not a big fan of, but I do like the look of them. I wouldn't collect them for my collection because they don't fit in with my style for the Funko Pops that I collect. But the retro collection Funko Pops, I do see the appeal on those ones. These ones I do not actually see the appeal on. I think they're pretty ugly. So let's get a closer look. There is the 2-pack with R2-D2 and C-3PO. And first, let's comment on the packaging, because the packaging is just god-awful. It looks like a lumberjack vomited all over this packaging, and now there's plaid all over the packaging. It's like a picnic blanket. They took a picnic blanket and plastered it onto this packaging. So the packaging is just awful to begin with. I don't know what to say about it. It's awful. Like why would you put plaid on a Star Wars product? It has to do with the 100th anniversary, the 100 years of Disney. I'm okay with that logo. Like why not put that silver thing that they were doing? Maybe make it look a little retro, but the plaid doesn't scream retro to me. It looks awful. Like I said, it looks like a lumberjack vomited plaid all over this box. So, but as I mentioned, Target exclusive, so it may show up in Canada at Toys R Us maybe, or GameStop. But if we look at the out-of-box images, so they're done in a very similar style to the retro collection that we got. And as I mentioned, the retro collection I do like the style of, but it doesn't match my style for the Funko Pops that I'm collecting, so I don't plan on picking them up. The pose on the R2-D2 is different because he's kind of turned to the side, so I like the pose on it, and I like the pose on the C-3PO. But they're just the white base, the cream color base, and they're pretty ugly to me. Like they're almost up there. They're like maybe just below the Snowman and the Valentine's Day Funko Pops, Star Wars Funko Pops to me. But let me know if you like these. I don't, but maybe you do. Let me know if you like these Funko Pops. But moving on to the Boba Fett So here's the Boba Fett. Same thing. The packaging is just awful. It's horrendous. Again, it looks like a lumberjack vomited all over this thing, and now there's plaid. Why'd they wrap it in like a picnic blanket, like a plaid picnic blanket? It just looks awful. Again, Target exclusive. The box is awful. So, that makes me happy. When I see boxes like that, it makes me very happy that I'm an out-of-box collector. And if I were to pick up this pop, I would toss that box so hard right now. But looking at the out-of-box image of the Boba Fett, again, the pose is great, but just the color scheme. Like, I have the comic book cover Boba Fett. You might even be able to see it on the shelf behind me. And that was done in like a comic retro style. Like it matched the style of the comic, and I had to pick it up because it's Boba Fett. But even being a Boba Fett fan, the coloring on this and like the white base, I don't like the style. It's making me sick looking at this one. Like this Boba Fett, it's not a great Boba Fett. Like just the paint application. Like I like the pose, but looking at it, it's making my stomach upset as I look at this image. So those were the reveals from today, and the Chewbacca from I think a couple weeks ago. I think they are some of the ugliest Star Wars Funko Pops, right below the Valentine's and the Valentine's Star Wars Funko Pops and the Snowman Funko Pops from last year. They're some of the ugliest Star Wars Funko Pops, in my opinion. But maybe you feel different about them. Maybe you guys like them. Let me know what your thoughts on these Star Wars Funko Pops are. Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and then click to watch one of my other reviews. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.